Okay, take us out to the ball game. We're going to buy 4 hot dogs and 3 Cokes for a total of $22.25. Later, we're going to buy 5 hot dogs and 4 Cokes for $28.50. Now we're going to find out how much does each dog and each Coke cost. We're going to start this by naming our variable. Let X equal the cost of 1 dog, and we'll let Y equal the cost of 1 Coke. Then we know that the cost of the dogs plus the cost of the Cokes equal the total cost. Okay, so that means in the first trip that we took to the snack bar, we bought 4 hot dogs. If each hot dog cost X dollars, this is 4 times X. That's the total cost of the hot dogs for that trip. Plus 3 Cokes from the first trip, so that's 3 times Y, the cost of 1 Coke, 3 times the cost of 1 Coke, equals the total cost, which was $22.25. Okay, that's our equation A. For our second equation, our second trip to the snack bar, we bought 5 hot dogs, so that cost is 5 times the cost of 1 hot dog, 5X. Plus we bought 4 Cokes, so that's 4 Cokes times the cost of 1 Coke, Y, equals the total cost. The total cost for the second trip to the snack bar was $28.50. That is our equation B. We have a system of equation, and we're going to solve it for X, the cost of 1 dog, and Y, the cost of 1 Coke. I'm going to use elimination. I like the elimination method. And step 1 for that method says to choose which variable you're going to eliminate. I say let's eliminate X. Step 2, in order to eliminate the X, I'm going to have to multiply both equation A and equation B by a number and then add them together. So let's see. If I multiply equation A by 5 times equation A, and I add that to -4 times equation B, what's going to happen to my x's? 5 times the 4x makes 20x, and then -4 times the 5x makes -20x. So when I add them together, the x's will disappear just as I wanted. So here's the result of multiplying every term on both sides of the equation by 5, equation A. That gives me 20 times x plus 5 times 3, 15 times y, equals 22.25 times 5 gives me 111.25. I'm going to keep the decimals here. Okay, then I'm going to add that to -4 times the 5x in equation B is -20x, so you see the x's will be disappearing. -4 times the 4y in equation B gives me -16y, bring down the equal sign, and -4 times the $28.50 gives me -114. Now there's no decimal, so if you'd like to line it up and put zeros, that's fine. It's just -114. Okay, we're ready to add those together. 20 minus 20, that gives me 0 for the x's, so the x's disappear just as I wanted them to. 15y minus 16y gives me -y. Bring down the equal sign. 111.25, and add that to -114, that gives me a -2.75. Now I need to get rid of the negative sign, so I'll multiply both sides by -1, and that gives me y equals a dollar sign I'll put in there, positive $2.75. Now that is y, so that is the cost of 1 Coke. Okay, finished there. Now, that's just the y. Remember our elimination method, what we do with that y? We go back and we're going to plug that y, that result, into either of the 2 equations to find the partner. So I think I'm going to plug it into, let's see here, the 4x plus 3y equals 22.25, equation A. So this is step 3. I'm going to plug this result into equation A. So that's 4 times x plus 3 times this result, 2.75, that's my y, equals $22.25. Okay, so we've got $3 times 275. Well, you can work that out. It turns out to be $8.25. So bring this down. 4x plus 8.25 equals the other side. All I did in this line here is I multiplied 3 times 2.75. That's all I did here. Okay, I'm trying to solve for x, so now I'm going to subtract 8.25 from both sides, 8.25. And that gives me, bring down the 4x. These guys cancel, bring down the equal sign. 22.25 minus 8.25 is 14. So I've got 4x equals 14. Need to get x by itself. So I'm going to divide both sides by 4. These 4's cancel. I get x equals 14 divided by 4 in decimal form, since we're talking about money, is $3.50. And that is the other cost I was looking for, the cost of one dog. And we're finished.